Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rosyidah and I'm here will debate about motion that this house believes that Indonesian language or bahasa depends on foreign language. Alright, here I am as the Prime Minister agree about the motion about this house believes that Indonesian language or bahasa depends on foreign language. We know that language is the characteristic of country. Language is identity, and from language you can get to know the nation. And Indonesia itself, through the youth pledge of our Sumpah Pemuda, our nation has declared that Indonesian is the language of unity that used by Indonesian citizens to speak and to communicating. But over the time, the Indonesian language has experienced shifts such as mixing foreign language and the use of slang words. And in Bahasa, one word arises due to the influence of social interaction factor, and apart from that, several loan words emerged because they were influenced by development of science and technology in various fields of life. Indonesia is adopting too much foreign language, and it shows from the data from Uritatmore 2009 in their research about loan words. So 34% of Indonesian are the result of absorption from foreign and regional language. And the Indonesian vocabulary is enriched by loanwords from various foreign languages such as English, German, Dutch, French, and Arabic. And those loanwords enter from various ways. And if one country starts losing their own language and adopt too much language, the nation language will gone and start to lose their existence. From the example, and how society in Indonesia mixing some word, some term with bahasa is enormous, such as menginputkan, mengupload, mensupport, and etc. We can see those signs is just simply linguistic development, but moreover, when the term used by high-ranking state official like government, who should be a role model to any particular aspect, it will be dangerous. And linguistic experts believe that when someone will tend to imitate the language or style of public figures, officials, superior, or people they idolize, like a student who imitate the teacher's way of speaking. And foreign language are just simply adopted without pay attention to the rules and how foreign terms are absorbed into a language. But in this case of Bahasa, we know that the fact that over 6,000 of language in the world are impacted by other language. But in the case here, when the words are still have the synonym and they just accelerate new word and adding too much vocab, it will affect the intensity of the bahasa itself. Language is not only a tool for communication but also a social mirror. And what happens in society even relate to social issue, politics, culture, drawn clearly with language, and such as change from regime always followed by change, or at least a shift in language symptoms. When the repressive no order regime fell in fell in May 1998 and was replaced by a reform regime that was so loose and open until the language phenomenon accompanied it. Now, in the era of reformation, which is full of euphoria, people are so free to speak whatever language in whatever way, and they are also freely adopt foreign terms. And people, instead of awkward, they feel intelligent and didn't realize the mistake of speaking with breaking a rule. And if this continue to happen in society and our intellectual people make this kind of mistake, it will adopting the foreign terms too much. And we cannot imagine the face of Indonesian anymore in the future. And of course, uh, adopting language will be is not wrong as an effort to increase the number of vocabulary to represent the Indonesia. But if society believes that language shows the nation, the next question is, what will be the face of Indonesian nation look at, like now and in the future? As together with the domination of loanword and slang, regional language are starting to disappear. And every year, just around 6,000 until 8,000 now vocabulary adopted in KBBI that mostly are loanword from foreign language. Thank you. Here I am as a leader of opposition would disagree with the motion of Indonesian language or bahasa depends on foreign language. The fact here that Indonesia still make a loan word from regional language, especially from Java, because the amount of Javanese in Indonesia with new vocabulary doesn't mean the previous or old vocabulary gone, but instead they just decrease about the intensity of the use of the bahasa. And in some of time the intensity are will be up. And here I found that the motion is too burden, and in the fact when you look and listen in the society there were still a lot of people who still using bahasa and even regional language in the conversation. It means that the amount of foreign language that adopted is not clearly that much. And some foreign language highly needed for loan word in technology and science development because there are few of foreign language that is impossible to be translated in Indonesia. And in the globalization, those issues is actually needed for the easier communication from both sides, such as Indonesia to communicate with foreign and foreigner to study and understand bahasa. And culture of foreign language not only give a bad impact, but also good impact. And the use of language, foreign language in the economy section, for example. When we name a menu or a store with foreign language, people would easily get attracted to that. And in the end, it giving the good result to the country from the economy increases. And with the loan foreign language, it is make us easier to pronouncing, understanding, and make the interaction between language be more easier. And without the help of foreign language that came into bahasa not yet capable to show their existence in the inter-language interaction. And foreign language does not make the nationalism goes up. And it just depends on the society itself. People using the loan word from foreign language to help them learn and to get used to speak and understand those foreign language, because learn foreign language is not easy as we thought. We need practice, and this kind of adoption help us to study foreign language easier. Even in international, we need to able to speak their language. So it's not wrong to have a lot of loan words in bahasa. In fact, the intensity of foreign language that being adopted or blending in bahasa is not that much, and the existence of bahasa and also regional language is is still way more higher. The citizens of Indonesia still believe that if we adopt too much foreign language, it will make us lose our identity and its characteristic of the language itself. So with those beliefs, we can show that bahasa does not depend on foreign language, and not all foreign language can be learned in bahasa. And I strongly disagree with that foreign language vocabulary come in the use of bahasa happen because of helplessness of bahasa in interact interlanguage. Foreign vocabulary that come to bahasa is just used as a loan word, and Indonesia itself have the vocab itself relate to that loan word that show the availability of foreign vocabulary is just variation for some society. Bahasa are capable to interact interlanguage because of the variation, but bahasa itself used and understood by almost all society. It means even though a lot of foreign language come to Indonesia, the existence of bahasa is still so much higher rather than the foreign language that have been standardized or haven't been standardized. So that's all for me. Thank you so much.